Hello coders, welcome to our channel Async Coding. So on this video, we are going to learn about class, one of the major non-primitive data types. So let's quickly get into the a theory part of that. So in today's video, we are going to learn about what is class, why it is used, and what are the benefits of using the class, and how to initialize and how to declare a class and how to call the class. These are all the topic that we are going to cover in this particular video. So this video is going to be a little bit long. So let's get into the theory part, and then after that we can go into our IDE, and from there we will practice hands-on things. Okay. So, in general, what is class? Class is nothing but a blueprint or a template you can call. So, where we define our objects, we store our objects over there. So, when we talk about objects, so what kind of object it is going to contain? So, in theoretical parts, it is going to contain variables. So, as we know, we are all use variables to store our data. It declared using data type, and then we store our data in there, right? So, and also it contains methods. What are methods? To define the actions of the object. If I'm going to create one class, then I'm going to create a method. It says that this particular method is related to this class and this performs certain actions when we call that class. Correct. So in detail, we'll be explaining it while we are doing hands-on things. So now we'll just focus on the definition part of this particular thing. Then it also contains constructors. This is again a broad topic. Constructors will cover in a separate class. So this is in general, it is used to initialize the object. So whenever I want to give some data, I can give directly from another class whenever I call an object of my class. Correct. So this is a big topic. So we will cover that in a separate video. And also it may include blocks and nested classes. Blocks, when we say blocks, and when we say nested classes, so we can declare a class inside a class. Also my code can contains if else blocks, for loop blocks. These are all things can be put inside our classes. Okay, so these are the four major things that we put in our classes. So now let's come to a real life example. So what is class? If I talk about class, a class in Java is like a recipe or a plan, and that the objects are the cakes from that recipe. So basically, I have a recipe for cake. So basic operations like what the cake contains, it is going to contain certain ingredients, right? So for my vanilla cake and for my chocolate cake, base ingredient is same. So I will put all the base ingredients in one class, and then I call, and I'll create some different cakes based on vanilla and chocolates, right? So class is recipe. Object, real things you can make using that plan. So basically, a cake we have here, for example, take two clay cake. So all this is coming from our one class, that is base cake. Means whatever the ingredients that we are using, it is same for both the cake. Only thing is the extra flavor we are adding is different. So base cake plus vanilla, base cake plus chocolate. So this creates one object. Correct. So this is the relationship that is with a class and objects. So how to declare a objects, I mean how to call the objects of a class in another class, these are all things I will show in upcoming lectures. Okay, so in this particular video we are going to talk about one of the examples so that it will be easier for us to understand the class and its operations. So as I already told, class contains variables, class contains methods, class contains blocks or nested class, right? So whenever if if you're not talking about class, if I want to just create an car, for example, you get a car as an example. So if I want to create a car, so what it takes? It basically takes, we in general we are going to store speed and then model of the car and then rating, the user rating that has been given to the car. So a primitive, if we are instead of using non-primitive, if we use primitive data type, so how would I declare? I will declare one by one. I'll declare my speed as the integer data type, and then my model as the string data type, and then rating as a double data type. Instead of doing all this one by one, let us put all thing into a class, and then we can create objects based on that thing. So it will be easier for a user to maintain the code, and also reusability of the code increases, right? Instead of creating each time, we are creating a class based on our requirement. We put whatever the data need inside our class, and then we call it again and again. How many times you want, you can create that many objects from there. So here I have written, but what if you want all this information on, in one place? At that time, we use class as class. Okay, in this code, this is a snapshot of code, whatever we are going to perform hands-on. So here one thing we can see, car is there. What is this? Is my class name, correct? And remember, class name should be always in capital letter. I mean, its first name should be initial. When I write class name, its first letter should be of um, caps letter, okay, and followed by a keyword called class. Here you can see class, and then followed by my class name, correct? And it contains variables. Variable, these are the variables that we are using. Whatever we want, we are just putting it inside our class. You declare data type and you give the variable name, that's it, right? Then we use constructor to initialize our code, initialize our objects. So this is a large topic that we'll cover, but as of basically, we just define a car. Basically, what we do, we just write car, our name of the class, followed by the variable that we have used, right? That we'll put inside our normal bracket, and then just open a flower bracket, and then we declare this brand dot brand, this color dot color, this speed dot speed. Basically, here what happens is, it is saying that this dot brand, in the sense, this main brand, whatever we declared in our class, it is referring to brand. What is this brand? This brand, whatever we are passing here, right, it goes to that and fills that place. So in detail, we'll learn about this in a different topic, in next topic. But this is the basic thing we have to declare inside our class as well. So once declared, then what remains? It is remaining is methods. I have written two methods. One is to drive the car, and another one is to stop the car. A basic simple method, so not to worry much. Here we have written void drive. Also, we can rewrite it as public static void drive. Okay, this like this also we can define, but here in basic thing, as I have not explained to you what are the uh, access specifiers and also, we are just defining it as void drive. Okay, so these are two methods. So now, how to create an object? So whenever we want to run our code, we should be running it inside the main class, right? This we have already discussed. So we have to create a I mean, in general, we can call it anywhere we want, but as of now, we want to see what is the output of the class we are getting. So we are going to write the code inside our main code block. So this is our main code, right? So here we'll create car object. Basically, we write our class name. As of now, our class name is car, and I'll create one object. For example, object one is equal to followed by a keyword new, then car. So what my car takes my car takes three values, that is brand, color and speed. Brand is of string, color is of string, then speed is in integer. So I just have to pass it here. Tesla brand, color black as you want, then speed 100. This is how we declare this is how we call our object from another class. Here also you can see that is what we have defined here. So now what happened? Now we have created a objects for our class, right? So basically now it has all the methods whatever our class has. So now I can call object one dot drive. So what is this? This is a method that is defined inside my class car, right? This is the method. Drive is a method that is defined inside my class car. So in order to simplify it, I have created an image and we can learn everything from there directly. So car class has three attributes, that is three variables, and it has two methods. So for example, car factory is my project and class is my car is my class, and I want to create three. For example, take car factory. In my car factory I produce different types of vehicles. So my first reference is, my first order is Tesla, right? I'll create an object. I have shown how to create object. Class name followed by a variable name that you can give anything, followed by a keyword new, then again I open car because I have defined constructor as car, followed by car name, then car color, then car speed. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, please comment it in the comment box so I can help you over there. So I want a Tesla car, I want a BMW car, I want a Audi that is to be produced in my particular car factory. So here what we are getting to know one thing, instead of creating all the brands different by different in my car factory, what I am doing, I am just calling the car from my base class, that is this car class. I have different types of attributes given there. I just mention whatever I want, and then I can call my methods as well by, for example, Tesla dot drive, Tesla dot stop. Okay, so whenever we are creating object, these methods are going to be accessible for this class, and for, not class, this object, for this object, as well as Tesla. So drive and stop methods can be used in Tesla car, BMW car, Audi car. All the things it is going to access. So whenever I call an object for a particular class, it is going to get all the methods and all the variables stored in that class. So basically, I am going to call whatever the code I have written in a class using my objects, not my class, sorry. So basically, we call this thing. So this is about theory part of this particular thing, right? So now let's go to why is it non-primitive? Is it non-primitive? Why? Then why? That question comes, right? So why it is called as non-primitive? Because it holds multiple values. We have seen it takes for example color, speed and model. It takes different multiple values. In primitive types, we can declare only one value, done. But here I can get different non primitive data types inside this and I can call it whenever I want. It also includes behavior. Behavior in the sense methods. I can define as many as method I want inside my class and I can use it by creating objects. Simple. And it is defined by the programmer. Who is going to create the class? I am going to create the class. A programmer is going to create the class. If I have a particular need, then I create this class and we can go on from there. And it doesn't store the actual data in the variable, but rather a reference to the object. In primitive data types in integer, it is just whatever the data we are giving, it is directly storing inside that. But when I create a class, it is not going to be like that. In the sense, first it is going to create a reference value for a memory location, then it stores over there. Whenever I want to call a method, it is going to first access the reference value, then it gets the method. It is not going to directly get fetch me the value of, because objects can be created for a multiple objects can be created for a single class. So it is not possible to directly refer to the method. It is inside the computer, not to a human. So instead of that, it whatever the value that we are putting inside a object, it is going to be stored inside a reference value. So this is all about class. So let's take one more thing that we can then finish up with theory part. So basically, how to car is my class followed by a variable name for object is equal to followed by a keyword new, then again class name car, then in the constructor whatever the strings that we are passing, that we have to directly pass from our objects, right? So this should be a value Tesla, comma color, for example black I can pass that, there I'm just referring to that number, and then another one is integer 100, then close, done. This is a simple basic code, right? My class name, my variable name for the object, a keyword called new, because each time we are going to create a new object for that particular thing. So it would be better for using a new, because it says that okay, I am creating a new object for my code to perform, to get some methods. I am creating that new object, and it takes, then it is followed by a class name, then everything whatever the constructor has here, these thing, this is a constructor, right? Whatever it has, we have to pass a brand name, a color name, and a speed, whatever the thing you want. Then using the object that we have created, I can access the methods of my class, drive and stop. What it does, by using my object, I am calling methods that is declared inside the class for what this object has been created. For example, the object is created for car class, so it can access whatever the method is inside car class. So this is about the theory part of the class. So in next video, I will be helping you to perform an hands-on code thing, so that we can learn about how the things work in real time. So thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe to the video. Thank you so much.